everybody sign their name. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to try to hold a meeting next Tuesday at the same time. If you write your email address down on that sheet, we'll shoot you an email, and we're also in the Google Labs ourselves, so just write stuff down and get in contact with us. We'd love to have you.
All right. In addition, we have the High Performance Computing Group. Devin, if you want to stand up and say a couple words about what HPC is doing.
Yeah. So basically, we've got a group that meets every Monday at about 6 p.m. and we're currently working on HPC. If none of you guys are familiar with that, it's high performance computing. It's like coding on big iron, supercomputers, clusters, GPUs, stuff like that. A lot of really high performance, awesome stuff. Last semester, in November, we went to a competition held at an international conference downtown, and we took second place over a bunch of better funded universities. So the group's got a lot of momentum. We're kicking a lot of butt, and we got some competitions coming up this summer and also next November. If anybody's interested, you don't have to know anything. You just have to care and show up and be willing to learn some stuff. And you don't have to go in to compete, but we're always looking to swell our numbers. If you just want to come by and check it out, it's Monday at around 6 p.m. Questions?
That's upstairs.
Oh yeah. Upstairs in this lab directly above me, so if you go on the third floor, 17?
317.
Yeah, 317, if you go up on the third floor, you come in, it's the second computer lab on your left. It's got a whiteboard in there. Any question?
Location as well.
Okay. Anything else? All right. See you guys there.
All right. Ron, if you want to, we have been working with the New Orleans area Linux users group. They're going to be having their meetings here on campus. And I don't know if you want to talk about some of the stuff that y'all are going to be doing.
We got a talk coming up. I actually just talked to Joey. February 15th, the third Tuesday at 6:30. We're going to have him come and speak. He works for a company that Lockport does communication solutions for ships and oil rigs and things like that. I think his talk is on IT failover strategies. And then we got another talk coming up in April from a guy in our group that works at Cox Communications who's working on them updating their network to IPv6 standards and rolling out DOCSIS 3.0 stuff on the network. So. And if you want to stay up to date on the list, you can go to NOLA at NOLA.org. Just send an email there and they'll add you to the list. Come on the list and you can up to date with everything that we're doing, all the talk sessions and stuff that we're having.
I'm sorry, is that NOLA UG or?
New Orleans Linux User Group, NOLA.
Okay.
So the last thing I wanted to mention was that for those of you that hadn't heard this field before, we also have programming competitions that we do. The High Performance Computing Group, as Devin mentioned, did programming competition this past November, took second place. We'll be doing another one over the summer, TerraGrid, and another one next fall. We'll be going back to supercomputing. TerraGrid will be in Salt Lake City, and Supercomputing 11 will be in Seattle. So interesting chance to go travel to another place and compete and meet people from a bunch of different schools, also in computer science. But in addition to that, we also have the ACM itself, on a national level, does a programming competition. And it's 3-person teams. We entered a team this past semester. But the thing I want to mention is that with these competitions, it takes a fair amount of training. And since we're all students and have jobs and lives outside of this, it basically is the sort of thing that you need to get in a year in advance and start working on it, because you're only going to spend a few hours a week messing with it. So if anyone is interested in the ACM programming competition, please come see me after this meeting and I'll give you information. Dr. Taylor is the person who handles that competition. He is in a meeting right now. So I'd like to get your contact information, your names, for anyone who's interested in being in the ACM programming competition. So at this time I'd like to open up the floor to, does anyone have any particular suggestions, ideas, things they would like to see out of ACM, events, activities you would like to see? Feel free to raise your hand and speak. Anyone?
LAN parties?
Yes, we will be having a LAN party. We have not worked on a schedule for that yet because I have to talk to Fareed about getting all of the networking equipment for that. And he's still dealing with the monsters that they're installing on there. In case you guys don't know, they just installed hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of new computers, basically a small little supercomputer here for the UNO.
Which the HPC group gets to play with.
So I didn't want to jump on his read about that just yet, give him a little chance to get settled in before going, oh yeah, by the way, I need a couple of routers and, 50 network connection cables and so on and so forth. But we will be doing a LAN party. Do you have, are you interested in helping plan that? Okay, you want to talk to me when we wrap up and?
You can finish what you're saying.
No, just talk to me when we wrap up.
What about conventions?
Conventions, in terms of visiting conventions.
Yeah.
All right, well, the major complication with visiting conventions is cost. What we would like to do is get people from the game development team to go to Game Developers Conference Austin.
This is ACM? Huh? This is the ACM meeting? Hey.
For those of you that aren't familiar, there's an International Game Developers Association which helps organize these game developers conferences. There's one in Europe, there's one in San Francisco, and there's one in Austin. And unfortunately, as much as it'd be nice to be able to go hang out in San Francisco or Europe for a week, that's sort of prohibitively expensive. So we're trying for this upcoming fall, for October, to get people from the game development team to go to GDC Austin. As of right now, we're also interested in trying to get the robotics group into a robotics competition, which usually is centered on a convention. But I guess they have a little bit of work to do before they're competition ready. The HPC team did participate in the supercomputing conference that was here in New Orleans this past November. That's the competition that our team was in, was organized by that conference. And so all the team members did go to the conference and were able to attend lectures and whatnot. I don't know if Dr. Schmidt, if you want to mention any of the interesting things you got to see while you were at supercomputing.
The display floor was pretty spectacular. I thought all the hardware stuff was bright, shiny, blinking light. We were able to go to a bunch of different tutorials on CUDA, GPU programming, and all sorts of different stuff that's on one has to do with self-computing.
If you've never had a chance to go to a conference like this, they have people that literally come from all over the world, and people from like Intel, IBM, I mean, really huge companies, people that are real movers and shakers at the same time. Run around on the floor, and it's not like a rock star. They're happy to take your questions, hang out with you, have a beer. I mean, it's really a great opportunity to get a chance.
Cluster? A couple of semesters ago, I got to go to Cluster 09, where I met the chief science officer of NVIDIA and sat down and had a chance to go and play Minecraft. And that sort of stuff can happen. It's very, very cool.
But yeah, we are definitely interested in more participation in conferences. Unfortunately, as you probably noticed, funding on campus right now is restricted. So you get, for student activities like this, we can get up to $500 per person per year for conference travel. Unfortunately, even though that sounds like a lot of money, it doesn't go as far as you think. So if there are people interested in attending conferences, please come talk to us, any of the officers. We can work with you to get the $500 a head funding for conference travel. Does anyone have any other questions?
What is what you're interested in regarding what you're interested in?
Well, I don't know if you were hitting it. We're going to be bringing in Oracle to come and talk about. Yeah, so getting speakers to come in. Trying to get people into conferences, funding people to go to conferences, that sort of thing.
And if you're interested, there are also a lot of internship opportunities that we can point you towards.
The other main thing, of course, is getting involved with one of the special interest groups, because that, so, be it competing in the supercomputing competition or going to the ACM competition, those things are actually important bullets on the resume. I can tell you with certainty that a place, even the regional, is a people will come and go, I want to hire you. If you're on an ACM programming competition team that places within a regional competition, there will be companies emailing you going, we want you to come work for us. Just because you won that competition, for no other reason. They don't even care if you have a degree. They're just like, these hot programmers, crap. So that's an important thing to be involved with, is robotics, game development, and HPC in the programming competitions. That's another important part of professional development. Any other questions? Officers, do y'all have anything to tell us?
There's one more competition group that I guess it was kind of in limbo last semester, and it will continue for this semester until Dr. Rusev comes back. The SEAL if you're more into the security and hacking and the network administrating side of things, they're looking to ICPC. I think it's ICPC. They have a competition where you essentially are given control over a little fictitious company on a server, and then they have a hacking group who is trying to exploit these servers, and your team is in charge of maintaining and blocking the hackers. So it's kind of like a bad guy versus good guy type of thing. Yeah, but if you're interested in that at all, I'm supposed to be keeping track of people for when Dr. Rusev comes back. So just let me know.
All right, so just real quick, we will be having 2 more general meetings like this semester, and of course, movie night and bar night coming up. We'll be having a LAN party. We're going to try to get a laser tag event together. I'm working on putting together a crawfish bowl in the semester. So we're going to have lots of activities. Please check whatever email address that you have written down for emails with the heading ACM, because that's how we're going to be letting you know. I mean, we'll be putting up flyers too, but that's going to be the main avenue of communication for these internal events like the movie nights and LAN parties.
When should we expect an email?
For this?
Yeah.
I would say by the end of this week. Just make sure.
Don't hear anything about Friday coming ration.
Yeah. So, make sure that you're getting the emails. We're going to send out a reminder about the upcoming events. Does everybody in this room know where the ACM office is? Okay, perfect. So up on the 3rd floor, there's 2 hallways in that building. On the smaller hallway where all the offices are, we're room 346. That's the ACM office. We don't have set office hours, but it's pretty much open from 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning when I get to campus to 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening whenever the last of us leaves campus. We're usually there during lunch if you're looking for us, and then usually in the late afternoon and evening working on projects and things. So if you have questions, you're looking for how to get involved with something, if you're interested in making an event happen or starting an interest group, come by that office, get in touch with us. Any other questions? All right, guys, well, thank you for coming out, and I hope to see all of y'all. Remember, Friday, 7:30 till at Fox and Hound. Please come by, have a bite to eat, have a drink.
If you guys, for those of you that came in late, if you have news for us, please come and see Lance over here. That's $15.
Would subsidize all the food events.